Good morning, Brook Lake families. I hope you all have been well. Parents, I've been praying Galatians 6:2 for us, that we are to bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. When God has given us a lighter load, He asks us to help bear the burdens of others. So I'm praying that we can model this to our children and show them that we can be answers to other people's prayers. Okay, kiddos, I miss you guys. I have such a fun story today. What I love about this story is it shows that God can do miracles through kids. There's one boy who's willing to give what he has to Jesus, and Jesus does a miracle with it. Remember, friends, the Bible is the book that God had people write so we could know His big story. If you want to know about hungry caterpillars, you can read this book. If you want to hear all about how Horton hatched an egg, Dr. Seuss is your man. But if you want to learn about God, we go to the Bible and we read the stories that God had people write down so we could know all about who He is and who He's made us to be because of Him. Okay, so we're going to open up our Bibles and we're going to go to the part of God's story where Jesus is here on earth, and there is a man named John, and he's the one that writes this down so we can know about it today. Jesus feeds the 5,000.
Jesus was teaching a lot of people. They had been listening and learning from Jesus all day, so they were starting to feel hungry. Jesus' friend said, "Send them home for dinner. We do not have food to give them." Jesus looked at the hungry people and came up with an idea. "Bring me any food you can find," Jesus said. A little boy had 5 pieces of bread and 2 tiny fish. He gave it all to Jesus. 5 pieces of bread and 2 tiny fish did not look like enough for all those people to share. But Jesus and his friends gave them food, and the people started to eat. People came back for more and more. There was more than enough food for everyone. People ate, and their bellies were full. And there was still food left over. Jesus loves to help people who are in need. So if you're hungry, or scared, or sad, or just need a friend, you can always talk with Jesus. He's always there. He always loves us, no matter what.
Wow, Jesus loves people, and He Himself knows what it feels like to be really hungry. So He took what He had, a little boy's lunch, He prayed over it, and He started feeding the people. And He kept feeding them, and even when people thought there wouldn't be any more, He kept feeding them until everyone was full. And once everyone was full, He said something really important. Jesus said, "I am the bread of life. He who comes to me shall never hunger, and he who believes in me shall never thirst." Jesus says He is the bread of life. Now that sounds kind of weird, to say you're like bread. So what does that mean? Well, in the way that your stomach gets hungry, your spirit gets hungry. And it's not like they sell spirit food in the grocery store. Hi, I'd like to buy some peace, patience, and self-control, please. We fill our spirits with Jesus by first believing He is who He says He is. And then we fill our spirits by spending time with Him, by praying, by learning about Him, by worshiping Him. Jesus wants to fill you with His Spirit so you can love God and love people. Remember, He is for you and He is growing you. Okay, let's fill up in the Spirit through some worship, and then listen up, Mr. Washington's next.
troubled times, it's you I see. I put you first, that's all I need. I humble all I am, all to you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. You're the only one, you're the only one, you're the only one that I could live for. You're the only one, you're the only one, you're the only one that I could live for. You were always, always there, every how and everywhere. Your grace abounds so deeply within me. You will never ever change. Yesterday, today, the same. Forever till forever meets no end. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. Are you having fun? Well, what we're gonna do now is we're all gonna get down nice and low. That's it, how low can you go? And we're gonna sing, you are the way, the truth and the life. Come on, let me hear ya. You are the way, the truth and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. Up a bit higher. You are the way, the truth and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. You are the way. You are the way, the truth and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. You are the way, the truth and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for.
What's up, boys and girls? I can't be too loud because I don't want to disturb the crew because they're practicing so they can put on an awesome worship service for your parents. But hey, Miss Emily did such a phenomenal job that I don't think there's a need for me to say anything. I mean, she crushed it, didn't she? Well, hey, check this out. I'm not going to say too much because I actually have to talk to the adults in what we call the big service or big church, right? So in the meantime, I just want to leave you with our core values. And yeah, I know I look normal again, right? I got a haircut. Here's our core values. All righty, friends, we want you to love God. We want you to love people. We want you to know that God is for you. And we want you to know that God is growing you. All right, God bless you. Have a great week.